Welcome back to Dinar Daily, your dedicated source for the latest developments and in-depth analysis concerning the Iraqi dinar's trajectory. Today, we're dissecting an announcement that has caused a significant ripple throughout the global dinar community, signaling what many believe to be a pivotal shift in the long-awaited currency transition. The news, now confirmed by banking institutions, centers on the elimination of the appointment requirement for Iraqi dinar exchanges, a procedural change that is far more profound than mere administrative convenience suggests. This confirmation moves beyond the realm of unsubstantiated forum rumors, representing a fundamental operational readiness that redefines the expected flow of any potential currency revaluation. For years, those holding the Iraqi dinar have mentally prepared themselves for a daunting gauntlet of bureaucracy, mandatory advanced scheduling, endless paperwork, strict adherence to opaque red tape, and the high probability of long, frustrating wait times. The financial system was perceived as a fortress, accessible only to those who could successfully navigate its complex, high-friction entry points. This created an atmosphere of anxiety and exclusivity, where the exchange process itself was a major psychological hurdle, intimidating even the most seasoned investors. The mental burden of preparing for this perceived complexity was almost as great as the financial weight itself. The current confirmation from the banking sector that the dinar can be exchanged with the same procedural ease as making a simple check deposit represents a powerful statement of operational preparedness. This is a clear signal that the financial infrastructure encompassing liquidity, physical security, and trained personnel is fully equipped to handle a large-scale, public participation event. The removal of the appointment barrier transforms the process from a restricted, high-security transaction into a normalized, high-volume service. This shift from speculation about capability to the reality of systemic readiness is what truly underscores the importance of this development for the global financial landscape. The importance of removing the appointment requirement, particularly in the context of a major potential currency event like a dinar revaluation, cannot be overstated. Appointments are a bank's primary tool for controlling access and managing resources during periods of anticipated stress or when handling transactions that are sensitive or of exceptionally high value. They act as a form of gatekeeping, suggesting that a financial opportunity is limited or reserved, fostering an environment where only those in the know or those who successfully secure a coveted slot can participate in time. The very existence of this hurdle creates a perceived barrier between the bank and the customer, fueling speculation and uncertainty about the integrity of the process. By contrast, the unilateral removal of this procedural hurdle fundamentally changes the perception and actual function of the entire exchange process. It broadcasts a clear and compelling signal to the global financial community that the conversion of Iraqi dinar into other major international currencies, be it US dollars, euros, Japanese yen, or any other globally traded standard, is intended to operate as a completely normalized, routine banking transaction. This stands in stark contrast to the previous expectation of a rare, high-stakes, privileged event. Normalization is the key to building and granting legitimacy and confidence in a currency on the global stage, transforming a niche speculation into a recognized, transparent market event. The psychological effect on the individual dinar holder is immense. A customer who can simply walk into a branch without an appointment feels the same level of assurance and security as someone casually exchanging leftover currency after returning from a foreign vacation. The shift moves the customer's focus away from worrying about bureaucratic friction, missing deadlines, filling out confusing paperwork, or navigating hidden rules, and allows them to concentrate on the core transaction itself, a transparent exchange conducted at the published internationally recognized rate. This intentional removal of anxiety and uncertainty is a deliberate strategy by authorities to demonstrate that the exchange is an accepted, open, and fully integrated component of global financial life. Imagine the practical scenario when a currency rate is formally updated and the banking system goes live across global networks. A dinar holder would approach their local financial institution. This could realistically be a major internationally recognized Tier 1 financial institution in a global financial hub like New York or London. Or it could be a smaller, participating regional or community bank. The customer simply presents their valid identification alongside the currency they wish to exchange. Crucially, there is no need for backroom mystery or secretive calculation, embodying the new commitment to transparency. The teller's procedure would then mirror any standard foreign exchange. They would check the official, internationally recognized rate posted for that specific day and hour. The bank system would instantly convert the dinar amount into the customer's local currency equivalent, ensuring accuracy and complete transparency in the calculation. The customer is immediately informed of the precise, final amount they will receive. Upon the customer's agreement, the teller finalizes the exchange, and the funds are released either as physical cash, a direct deposit into the customer's existing account, or potentially through another agreed-upon method, subject to the bank's specific internal policies. The true brilliance of this operational design lies not in its complexity, but in its deliberate simplicity. By choosing to treat the dinar exchange as nothing more than another standard foreign currency transaction, the entire system effectively dismantles the pervasive mystique and speculation that has long surrounded the revaluation discussions. The process, as described, requires no special appointment access, no secret authorization codes, and no exclusive, limited access windows. Instead, it precisely mirrors the common, straightforward procedure people are already accustomed to when exchanging any other major globally traded currency, which is key to building public confidence and trust. This intentional design is paramount for creating widespread confidence among the public. It demonstrates that the authorities desire participation to feel seamless, ordinary, and fundamentally reliable. This operational clarity is intended to preempt and counter the years of speculation about clandestine, difficult, or restricted exchange processes. Nevertheless, banks anticipating a potentially heavy volume of demand during the initial phases of the transition are expected to implement organizational measures to preserve the promised smooth operations. These organizational steps may include designating specific teller windows dedicated solely to dinar exchanges, setting up separate, clearly marked queues, or employing specially trained personnel to handle the transactions. It is important to note that these internal measures are not intended to complicate the process, but are rather proactive steps to preserve order and speed, ensuring that customers do not face unnecessary delays despite the potentially high volume. The goal is to maintain the walk-in, no appointment convenience while effectively managing high customer flow, efficiently and respectfully. Banks may also introduce subtle variations in their specific service models, particularly concerning their fee structures. While one financial institution might opt to impose a small, minimal service charge to cover administrative and operational costs associated with the exchange, another might strategically choose to waive all fees entirely as a method of attracting new clients and building valuable long-term customer relationships. This competitive approach is a normal function of the banking system. Importantly, based on various reports and expert analyses, it is suggested that across the global banking landscape, any such service fees will be designed so as not to act as prohibitive barriers or significant financial obstacles for participants. The expectation is that they will remain minimal in nature, especially when compared to the overall financial impact and scale of the currency exchange itself. The paramount consideration, as emphasized by the new procedures, remains universal accessibility, regardless of the specific fee structure ***. The framework is clearly engineered to allow entry into the process for everyone, whether an individual is holding a small, modest amount of dinar or a substantial large quantity, all without the previously associated feelings of exclusivity or intimidation. This high level of financial accessibility transmits a powerful message. The currency transition is not intended to be a closed-door event reserved strictly for financial elites or insiders. It is, instead, a system meticulously crafted for universal and transparent participation, reflecting a deliberate effort to align the dinar with global currencies. This alignment is designed to function not just in terms of technical exchange mechanics, but equally in terms of its everyday usability and trustworthiness. Parallel to the breakthrough news of eliminating appointment requirements, there is a renewed and strategically timed focus on another long-discussed initiative, the Delete the Zeros project. The coordinated timing of these public discussions is deliberate, reflecting careful and strategic synchronization by the Iraqi monetary authorities. As global banking systems publicly confirm that the physical exchange of dinar will be a simple and transparent process, the policymakers in Iraq are simultaneously and openly preparing the domestic population for the structural reforms that are scheduled to follow. The Deleting the Zeros initiative is often fundamentally misunderstood in popular non-expert discussions. It is crucial to clarify that in itself, it does not increase the real international purchasing power or value of the currency. Instead, this initiative represents a redenomination process where 3 zeros are systematically removed from the face value of the existing banknotes. New, smaller, and more convenient denominations will then be issued to physically replace the older, bulkier notes. To illustrate, an existing 25,000 dinar note would, under the terms of redenomination, formally become a 25 dinar note, primarily impacting financial dealings and perception within Iraq. For ordinary citizens and businesses operating inside Iraq, this change brings substantial practical and psychological benefits. Accounting systems are dramatically simplified, daily cash transactions become significantly easier to manage, and the visual and physical burden of carrying around large, cumbersome stacks of currency is eliminated. More subtly, this process actively helps to shed the historical psychological weight associated with years of high inflation, where high denomination notes served as an unfortunate symbol of instability and the painful loss of purchasing power. International financial institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank, generally view such domestic measures as a positive sign because they demonstrably reflect the modernization and normalization of a country's monetary system. However, the perspective of international investors is understandably different. For external investors, redenomination alone is largely cosmetic. It simply alters the unit of measure and does not, in itself, create new wealth. The crucial point for these investors is that without a preceding revaluation, genuine increase in the international value of the currency, redenomination remains a purely administrative adjustment. This is precisely why the investor community consistently and strongly emphasizes that revaluation must precede redenomination. This specific sequencing allows investors to benefit from the restored value of their current holdings before Iraq transitions to its more modern, convenient note structure, satisfying a core expectation of the international financial market. Encouragingly, a significant amount of the available evidence and the clear policy signals emerging from Baghdad strongly suggest that this exact sequencing, revaluation first, followed by redenomination, is precisely what the Iraqi authorities intend to implement. This dual-track approach is designed to strategically offer both much-needed stability for the domestic economy and essential reassurance for the international financial community, aligning internal and external expectations for the currency's future. Beyond the mechanics of exchange and redenomination, the true enduring strength of this moment fundamentally rests upon Iraq's powerful underlying economic and political fundamentals. The country is currently operating from a position of economic health and political stability that has not been witnessed in decades. Record oil-driven financial surpluses continue to robustly fill government coffers, while the steadily growing gold reserves provide a crucial hedge against volatility in the unpredictable global energy markets, demonstrating financial prudence. Furthermore, Iraq is successfully attracting significant foreign investment into critical sectors beyond just hydrocarbons, including infrastructure, energy diversification, advanced agriculture, and emerging technology fields. These influxes of capital are not accidental. They are the direct and deliberate result of wide-ranging reforms specifically aimed at improving transparency, aggressively tackling systemic corruption, and making the business environment considerably more attractive to international partners and corporations. The government, led by Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, has repeatedly signaled its firm intention to position Iraq not as a fragile, oil-dependent state but as a modernizing, globally relevant economy. The political dimension is equally vital to this narrative. Iraq has been actively reasserting itself diplomatically, taking on roles as a mediator in complex regional disputes, hosting important international forums, and actively building comprehensive trade alliances that now extend far beyond simple crude exports. This significant and growing political stature powerfully reinforces the perception of a stable, serious nation that is deeply committed to its responsible role in global affairs. Collectively, these stabilizing and growth-oriented developments powerfully justify the current high expectations for a significantly stronger currency. A nation that demonstrates such stability at home, sustained economic growth, and increasing respect abroad typically commands a currency that accurately reflects that enhanced stature. Against this comprehensive backdrop, the official announcement that dinar exchanges will no longer require pre-booked appointments transcends mere practical convenience. It stands as a public and powerful expression of national confidence and sovereignty, a clear declaration to global investors in world markets that Iraq is fully ready to operate on an equal, integrated footing with the world's leading financial powers. This convergence of a simplified, highly accessible exchange procedure with the transparent public dialogue on fundamental monetary reform sends an unmistakably bullish signal about Iraq's long-term trajectory. What observers are witnessing is not a period of clumsy improvisation, but rather a meticulously crafted, multi-layered strategy. The authorities are professionally addressing the core mechanics by guaranteeing that banks can efficiently process high-volume exchanges, while simultaneously preparing the citizens by openly discussing the Delete the Zeros project, thereby normalizing the idea of reform well before its actual implementation. Crucially, the entire process is being carefully aligned with the global financial system, ensuring that the currency transition will be globally recognized, seamlessly trusted, and easily managed by financial counterparties in every major international financial hub. The precision and coordination of this approach underscore the fact that no detail is being left to chance. The era when reform was framed only in vague, indefinite promises or speculative whispers is over. Today there are concrete, verifiable details confirming operational readiness. These concrete details include the no-appointment exchange policy, the reliance on internationally verifiable rates, the implementation of streamlined Keller processes, and visible, confirmed upgrades to the financial infrastructure and policy framework. Each of these verified pieces of the puzzle reinforces the next, collectively leaving little doubt that the comprehensive framework for transition is now fully complete and functional. For holders of the Iraqi dinar worldwide, the significance of this moment cannot be overstated. The transition from a hopeful theoretical concept to a verified, operational reality is happening in real time. The signals clearly point to a system that is not only prepared for the transition but is, in fact, eager to publicly demonstrate its full readiness to the world. Investors no longer have to spend time wondering whether the Iraqi government and its financial institutions can successfully execute this complex transition. The evidence presented, the removal of the major procedural hurdle, and the foundational strength of the nation shows that it has already built the necessary structure. The finish line for this long-term investment horizon is no longer an abstract concept. It is now visibly within sight and fully mapped out. The practical implication for all individual dinar holders is that their final phase of preparation should now become entirely personal. This final step involves the due diligence of ensuring all personal documents are in order, the currency itself is secured, and individual financial plans are clear and actionable. This individual preparation is the final necessary step in aligning with the national financial framework that has already been meticulously built and confirmed. The crucial bridge between Iraq's national economic progress and the potential personal opportunity for investors is no longer hypothetical. It has been confirmed to be complete and ready for immediate use. The operational details that were once considered the biggest missing piece of the puzzle have now been revealed in a decisive way, marking the clear transition from an era of market speculation to one of confirmed execution. The message conveyed by the Iraqi authorities and the global banking sector is unmistakable and powerfully clear. Iraq is prepared. The critical systems are confirmed as functional, and the time for general anticipation is definitively drawing to a close. For those who have patiently waited for this historic moment, the path forward is now set and openly defined, and the confidence in the process is not just encouraged, but now fully justified by operational facts.